That's right, gentlemen. Starfield, everybody's favorite game, has received an update. This is a big...
Hi, I'm Jess Finster, Community Director at Bethesda, and I'm here today at Bethesda Game Studios to talk to you all about the next update coming to Starfield. The team has been hard at work, so let's go chat with them to see what they've been working on. So with Update 4 on the horizon, what are some of the new features that players have to look forward to?
So we've seen a lot of feedback online that players really want a lot more utility and detail in our surface maps. So we took what...
True. Yeah.
It's there, we blew it all up, and instead now we have a whole new aesthetic to the surface maps where you can see the terrain, all the detail in the terrain, trees, rocks, all the structures in the loaded zone. It's a lot easier to navigate.
So they added a map.
We've also made it easier to get around the cities. You can see markers for all the shops, the enhanced boutiques, restaurants, you name it, it's all there. It's a lot easier to get around now.
With Update 4, we're also adding a bunch of gameplay options. So for that, players can really tune their experience how they prefer.
Couldn't you just do this with console commands? Or mods? Yeah,
we're adjusting things like capacity of vendor credits, the actual carry weight. Additionally, affects... Additionally, affects to difficulty. So some of those, depending on how you play, you can actually tune to be like space combat more difficult or gun combat less difficult. It's really up to you. And depending on how you balance them, it'll change how you get XP.
That's awesome. So you're really upping the ante for players that want an even bigger challenge.
Yeah, and with that, we actually are adding what's called the extreme difficulty. It sits above very hard, and it really, really makes you pay attention, especially for the higher level characters.
I guarantee you it won't. Like, I guarantee you if I ever go back and play this game again, it won't. I bet, so this is what I think the new difficulty will do. Is it will probably increase the health and damage of all NPCs by around 20%. You think it'll be 200%? Oh, maybe, yeah.
How about ship customization? I know players are really capitalizing on all of the ship content in the game, and we've seen some really crazy stuff out there that I'm sure you guys have seen as well. But are you adding anything more to the ship customization?
Yeah, so people love to customize their ships. Like there
were a lot of dick ships. Those are my favorite. Yeah, the ship customization in Starfield, I will say, is probably the only thing about the game that I would say is genuinely very good. Like, I would say everything else in the game isn't very good, and the ship customization is the only thing that is.
Builds out there are just mind-blowing. Some beautiful, beautiful stuff. So now we're turning our attention to the inside of the ships. So we're adding a decorate mode where you can go and fully furnish and customize.
That's actually pretty good.
The interior layout of the ships.
Yeah, that's nice.
Furniture, decorations. Basically everything you can do in outpost mode, we can now do in the ship, and it's saved, and you can do that to your entire fleet. In addition to decorate mode, we're also offering a whole new set of empty habs. So basically, instead of pre-cluttered habs in the ship builder, we'll have a new set where there's no furniture, there's no decoration, nothing. It's a total blank slate, so players can just kind of fill it up with their own stuff.
That's nice.
That's amazing. Really
I'm gonna have to say it. That's actually pretty decent.
Get to emulate whatever their personality showcase is outside on the inside.
Yeah, exactly.
New Game Plus. Is there anything being added to this update that helps the players after they've completed the campaign to return to the game?
Campaign?
Yeah, so if you're like me,
what's that?
And you find the more you go through the Unity, the more you become the hunter. The one thing I want to do is be able to respect
what the hell's the
traits.
Unity?
So we're adding that. So in case you're getting tired of Wanted or want to change your alien DNA, and you really want that new dream home experience.
Is that like the quest? Because I did the quests in the game for like 1.5 days, and I wanted to build a building so I could jump off of the building. Like, it's not even that I wanted to just jump off the building, because that wouldn't be enough. I wanted to build it too. It was so bad. Like, let me see how many people are playing it. Starfield. That's more than I had expected. I'm going to be honest, that is way more than I had expected.
You get to choose that when going through the Unity. In addition, you'll be able to rechange your appearance.
Really living that
I'm going to change my hair.
second life, huh?
Exactly.
Awesome. Is there anything else that you guys want to share about this update that players have to look forward to? I mean, you've already shared a lot as it is. But...
We're focusing now on our Xbox Series X players with this update. We're giving them some settings where they can help prioritize between performance or visual.
Look at this. What the fuck is this? Look at this. Is so fucking sad. Frame rate target is 30. It's 30 frames per second. Oh, we want to help our Xbox players out. We're trying to get them 30 frames. Man. Not suggested for a frame rate target of 60 or above. So they can't even do it on 60? Oh my God.
If they choose to prioritize performance, the target FPS will move to 60.
So it went 30 or 60. You just have 30 or 60.
And for players that have TVs that support VRR, they'll be able to choose between VRR 40 or VRR 60.
In addition to the new features we just talked about, there are a couple of quality of life updates that we're introducing. One of them is you can now toggle dialogue cameras off. So instead of getting that
Thank God.
sort of focus zoom in on whatever NPC you're talking to, it just stays in normal default camera mode. It's a little more immersive that way. Some players may prefer that.
Love it.
In addition to that, we're making the container and barter menus a bit more usable. We've added some tabs along the top, so it's easier to sort of see what...
Didn't they do that with a mod? Because I remember seeing there was a mod that did this on like the second day. But like, I mean, I guess it's like, I mean, all right, that's... I mean, you know...
container or what inventory you're looking at, whether it's yourselves or your ship. And it's just easier to navigate. Basically, inventory and item management. It's a small thing, but it actually, I think, makes it a lot nicer.
So, Tim, we just talked to Joe and East.
Well, there it is. It's the fucking visor. Who the fuck wears a visor?
Fun. A little bit about update 4 and what's coming, but is there anything else that you want to talk about that's down the horizon?
So the team is working on our first land vehicle, so you can drive around.
Great. Great. Awesome.
On planets. Obviously, we're working on more quests and the massive shadow.
Please, no more quests. Please don't do it. Please don't make me do another quest.
Space expansion.
That's all very exciting. What about creations?
Oh, that's right. I forgot all about the fact that, so I remember I bought the deluxe loser, like, whale, you know, milk me harder edition, and it was like $100. I forgot they were doing an expansion.
You can share there.
I think we mentioned it earlier this year, but we've sent out our beta toolkit to verified creators, so hopefully more information on that soon.
It's awesome. Thank you so much for your time, Tim.
Hey, no problem, Jess.
That's all we have time for today. Thank you so much for joining us and for your continued feedback. Just a reminder, the update is available on Steam Beta today and will be available on all platforms later this month. So we'll see you in the stars.
to be fair, it could have been a lot worse, guys. It could have been way worse. And so I'm thinking about it from that perspective, that how bad could this have really been, realistically? It could have been crazy bad. So this update changed the game. The thing is, like, if they added the vehicles into the game, I would probably go back and try it out. So here's another thing, is that the experience modifiers are too small. Like, I played Starfield a lot, and, like, I don't even know what happens in the story. But I know the systems in the game, and I know how they work. I know them very well. I'm level 200 in Starfield. The problem with making the experience higher is that the frequency of killing mobs is so low that you're never really going to be able to make progress versus just like mass crafting. Like, mass crafting is infinitely more efficient than, than killing NPCs, which is not the way the game should work. It's a good point. Yeah, it won't even change anything. Cyberpunk had some personality. Yes. This update does remind me to play Cyberpunk. You're right about that. I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. I think that the Starfield story loses to Dragonflight. I think Dragonflight is better. Somebody's got to say it. Which story is worse, Dragon's Dogma 2 or Starfield? Starfield is worse. And the reason why is that it's more annoying. So Dragon's Dogma, in terms of quality, they're both 0. Like, if I was going to rate the story of Dragon's Dogma, I would rate it a 1. And if I was going to rate the story of Starfield, I would also rate it probably a 1. However, in Dragon's Dogma, you can effectively ignore the entire story and it doesn't matter. Whereas in Starfield, it's harder to do that. What about Stellar Blade? The story in Stellar Blade is better than both of them. I think the story in Honkai Star Rail is better than both of them. The story in Helldivers 2 is better than both of them, and it's not even existent. Here's the bad one. The story in Grand Blue Fantasy Relink is better. That's bad. That's real bad. That's a low blow. Yeah, it's a kick in the dick. I don't know how it's happened that Bethesda has an audience. I'm going to say it. Bethesda has an audience of boring, cringe, annoying, fucking generic, Funko Pop addicted millennials that celebrate whenever they do something that is equivalent to learning how to take a shit in a toilet. Oh, wow. Finally, they're not shitting on the floor anymore. Ah! Fuck, man. How do people put up with this shit? Same with WoW? Yes. These are people that get excited about the new Star Wars movie.